what is your final advice for those trying to master the personal project of finding their own purpose?
Okay. It's going to be longer than the sentence because I got to tell you the story. Now, purpose starts with a P, and so does the word people. And if your purpose does not involve people, then you got to keep looking again, right?
I love that.
I think we all understand finding your purpose is a journey. It is not something you can sit down, run through your calculator, run through ChatGPT. You just can't say, oh, yes, this is my purpose. Or, oh, yes, this is what ChatGPT says my purpose is. Everything's settled. We're all done. This is an iterative process. You move, you learn, you adjust, and you keep going. And I've been doing a lot of moving, learning, and adjusting and trying things out. Like, what is my purpose? Is my purpose to go to Africa and feed the poor? Well, I went to Africa, and I liked it so much I went back a second time and ran medical clinics and visited people in villages. Is that my purpose? It felt good. I was really good at it. I ran it like a military operation. It was a big surprise. But I made a lot of friends. But no, that still involved people. That was okay. Well, what if I go and I build a church in Mexico? And so I was trying all these different things. What is my purpose before I just boiled it right down to the basics? So I think of it like plotting a course in a sailboat. Say you're in a sailboat and you got an island you have to go to 10 or 20 miles away. Now, if you've never sailed before, you do not get in a sailboat and go from point A to point B. Right? I spent a lot of time sailing when I was younger, and you learn this the hard way. You actually have to go in a zigzag pattern. You have to read the wind, you have to know the currents, you have to know the water, and you sail off at an angle. You don't go straight at it. And then you come to a point where you use your judgment. You adjust your sails, flip the rudder over, and you move and you go at another angle. And it's a great big zigzag pattern as you're going along. If you're curious, the technical term is tacking. You go on a starboard tack and then you go on a port tack. But even though you're moving in a zigzag, you're still moving in that destination. And that is what your search for purpose is like. You may begin thinking your destination is one island, but as you're starting to do your zigzagging, as you're tacking with the wind and adjusting for the currents that are pushing you off course, and then here comes some cloud and rain that's going to make your life a little more interesting. You might say, my destination is not this island, it's the next island. And that's the whole purpose of it. You move, you learn, you adjust. And you might have to make some changes along the way. And that's not failure, that's called learning. And that is part of the voyage. Now, okay, so for project managers who are like so in depth into methodology, I'm going to say it in your language. This is the ultimate agile project, but it's real agile. You have your backlog, you define your sprints, you move in sprints, you come to the end of the sprint, you do your after action review. You're going, what did I learn? What's changed? What's still true? What needs to be adjusted? What's the next sprint? You set it up and you go again. And you keep going and you keep going. And as I'm going along my journey, I'm discovering that purpose is not necessarily a destination. Purpose is the journey.
The journey.
As I'm going along. So my advice is don't wait till you have a whole route mapped. That's just not going to work. Start moving. Take your first tack. Pay attention to the wind and the water and the work. What are they telling you? Adjust and you go again. Because your purpose is not found by standing still. You got to be moving and you're learning and you're adjusting. And along the way, you're helping people in some way.
I remember the saying that be a reason someone smiles today, right?
There you go.
That's very powerful indeed.